Kristen again. Ooh, that's a nice whistle.
Denise Herzing is the founder of the Wild Dolphin Project. Home port, Jupiter, Florida.
The long-term goal of the Wild Dolphin Project's work is to tell the story of a dolphin's life in the wild, in their society, and to try to crack the code of their communication system.
She tracks spotted dolphins that live in shallow water off the Bahamas. She's been doing it for more than 30 years.
We have about 300 individual spotted dolphins in our catalog.
There he is.
But typically in a field season, we have about 100 individuals that we track. The mimics we've been getting are all over the board.
About 5 years ago, she began collaborating with Thad Starner, a computer scientist at the Georgia Institute of Technology.
So this is a spectrogram of the dolphin sound.
Every dolphin has a whistle, which is unique and is tantamount to a name. Researchers know a lot about them, but less about some of the other sounds dolphins make.
These are clicks and burst pulse sounds, which are kind of compressed bunches of clicks. Turns out they're the most social sounds. They use them most frequently, but they're hard for us humans to categorize them, so they've been really neglected in dolphin communication.
Thad is using artificial intelligence, machine learning, and pattern recognition to sort through the videos Denise has captured over the years. They are finding patterns, clusters of sound.
We're making a system that says these sounds seem alike. And so it then labels them A through Z and then shows them to you graphically. And what we discovered is that indeed there seems to be this regularity to the sounds. This sound followed by this sound is almost followed by this sound.
The distinct patterns match up with specific behaviors.
Just by looking at the audio, we can predict what you're seeing in the video. So in other words, we can just search Denise's database and probably pull out all the times when they're going head to head and having play.
They are taking this research one step further. What if they could talk back to the animals?
So this is the chat box. It stands for Citation, Hearing, Augmentation, and Telemetry. And what we're trying to do is model different sounds we're assigning to objects that dolphins like to play with, like pieces of rope or scarves, and then actually recognize those sounds if they mimic them back in order to ask for one of these objects they like to play with.
It's a waterproof box with a very powerful computer inside and some very stout speakers on the outside.
For example, if Denise and I were in the water, and she had the scarf, which is something that dolphins love to play with, I hit this button, it makes that sound. Denise's box would then say scarf in her headset.
Scarf.
Then she would hand me the scarf. And then if she wanted back, she'd make the same sort of sound and I hand it back to her. Since the dolphins want to play with this, perhaps they'll actually learn what we're calling scarf and then repeat it back to us to ask for it. This is a very challenging thing to do because recognizing the sounds that the dolphins might make, that's really the hard part.
They are a long way from speaking fluent dolphin. But if anyone has a chance to become a Dr. Dolittle in mask and fins, it is Denise Herzing.
I see them probably more than some of my human friends, to be honest. Yeah, you spend a lot of time with them, and they're individuals. They have personalities. They have different ways of greeting you sometimes, so they're unique in their own right as well.
Miles O'Brien, the PBS NewsHour, Jupiter, Florida.